Well, good morning to you in that case, Steve, and good morning, Chris. If you're watching, no, it's for you. It's probably afternoon. Is it evening even? Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, no matter where you're watching from and where you're watching on. Really, which platform you're watching on. I'm kind of new to Twitch. This is all, new thing to me. But today is a special day because it's the first day on which I'm officially an affiliate with Twitch. So that means my videos on Twitch are now monetized, and that also means I have new panels and new things to play with. And I guess I need to do something with them. So, for example, something very exciting happened this morning. Somebody named Marski has subscribed. Subscribing is something that is exciting on Twitch, so you can follow, and that is kind of like following somebody on Twitter or subscribing on YouTube. But on Twitch, if you subscribe, then that means you give the person money, you give the streamer actual money, which is awesome. So thank you so much, Marski. I'm super excited about this. It only happened about 3-4 hours ago. And I think that's just marvelous. But the good thing is, and this is where it gets all really, really complicated, when you're a subscriber with a channel on Twitch, then the streamer, i.e. more, can give people a bit of a benefit of things. So one thing I was going to do is include Discord access. We have a wonderful private Discord server, and one of the subscription perks on Twitch shall be that you get Discord access. Much like when you become a Patreon supporter, then you also get Discord access. So if you support me that way, you get access that way. So that is number one. I'm going to have to send them an invitation very soon. And the other thing that'll be interesting to do is you can give people little emotes that are custom to the channel that you're watching. So if you subscribe of that channel, you can give people a custom emote. So I could give people like a WP Guru emote, for example. Or I was thinking what might be even cooler is we can take DAZ Studio out and use the Toon mouse and frame the little guy up like this with a nice smiley face, and it could be like a mouse emote. But all these things, they have to be designed, of course, and that's, I don't really know how to do it, but I've got some 3D tools to play with. I thought, if you're game, let's do this thing. Thank you so much. That's exactly right, Steve. That is exactly how you do that. My goodness. That is so exciting. Thank you so much, Steve. I love it. Thank you. You're my second subscriber. This is super, super awesome. Now, where's my applause panel? Let me just quickly cue that up because, that deserves a round of applause. Chris, so you're also a Twitch streamer, I understand. You're definitely with Twitch Prime. I can I can see that from your little crown logo. And you said you've just submitted your first emote last weekend. That's exciting. Tell me about the experience, because I've only just been made affiliate literally 2 days ago. It happened so much faster than on YouTube. When I applied for monetization at YouTube, you fill out a bunch of paperwork, and that's been many years ago now, but you fill out a bunch of paperwork and they go, yeah, well, maybe in a little while we may potentially get back to you possibly, but we can't really say if or when this is gonna work, or also when we're going to get back. And it's like kind of 2 months later, they said, yeah, we kind of rolled it out. Now all your videos are now monetized. And that was cool on 2 channels. That was really good. And then, of course, they took monetization. Oh, well, there we go. Let me route that to here, because that has to happen. And then we give you two a big round of applause. So thank you so much for doing that. Awesome. See, this is the other thing, Steve, that I was had at the back of my mind. Steve, Backdoor 3D Studios, he is thinking about streaming some of his 3D development work. Rod Shelley wants... That is so cool, Chris. Thank you so much. Unbelievable. That is also worthy of applause. Look at that. You guys are unbelievable. Thank you so much. I'm super speechless. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. I will check out your channel soon, Chris. That is so cool. So Steve wants to stream as well, and Rod wants to stream some of his 3D development on the Girls from TNA, a popular web series over on Renderosity and on his website. And there's just so much stuff that we all do that we might just find interesting. And my goodness, I've got this thank button here. Now let me just, Chris, I'm going to thank you. Is that how I do it? Thanks for the love, Brown, Chris L. Cox. Awesome. And then what do I do? I do this. Ah, right, okay. That's how I thank people. It comes up with a little button here. Oh, this is so new to me. So thank you so much. I'm going to thank you too, Steve. I'll do this. and send the thanks. There we go. I've randomized emoji and all that. Very cool. Emojis. Let's make emojis, my people. Let's do this. Let's do this. So that's one thing. I like to make emojis. But then the other thing is, of course, that there is my whole Twitch channel. Well, we're watching me. That's uncool. This is, you know, this looks like OBS now. I was just going to show you this channel here. I haven't really done much with these panels. I just put them together down here. We can collapse that. So these are all panels here that Twitch lets us do things with. So I've seen many exciting streamers who have just, you know, funky little buttons here. So instead of a headline, you can just design a button. I believe it's 300 pixels wide. So it's one of those that I'll have to look up. I bet it's 300, 320 by maximum 300. And I like to design a little button template in Photoshop now that has somewhat of a border with a bit of background in there, and then it'll have the kind of button title up above in the border, and then underneath it there'll be a box of text like this with better descriptions. But I haven't got any of that stuff, so I'm going to have to make that. That's the idea. Right, this is good to know. So 28 by 28 is right, that's the tiny version. I think then there's a 52 by 52, and then there's 128 by 128, right? You have three sizes that you submit. Also, I don't really know where that is. Could it be on the channel, creator dashboard? I don't remember where that was. I've seen it earlier. Was it creator dashboard maybe? Let's have a look. Stream manager. Could be, yeah, that's it. There we go. Yeah, look at that. That's like you guys have subscribed at Maski. This is so super cool. My goodness. Things keep happening. This is exciting. I love it. Julia is hosting my stream. Thank you so much, Julia. That is really exciting. Oh, my goodness. So, Chris, and tell me, how does it work? How many emotes can I make? I believe it's under, is it content, is it community, is it preferences, affiliate, that's where it is, isn't it? Yes, let's have a look. Affiliate onboarding, subscription names, I see I can do that as well. Loyalty badges, those things we can design too. So depending on how long you are a subscriber, you get a different type of badge. So currently I'm using the default ones here, which is just a dark purple star, but I haven't made anything else, so we can make up to several. My goodness. Unlock year 2 to 8 badges when you become a partner. Well, might not happen, so we won't worry about that. So that was that. Emotes are here. Oh, tomorrow, Steve, that's exciting. Steve's ordered a stream deck, same size that I have, the 3x5. Very cool thing. There we go. So I can have one emote, and then I can have additional emotes for the higher tier subscribers. Right, okay. One extra emote for the $9.99 subscribers, one extra emote for the $24.99 subscribers. Woohoo! You got an emote thanks to Real Calvin's subscription. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Brian. I can't believe it, you guys. Wonderful. This is what an adventure. Thank you so much, Brian, for subscribing. That's cool. Tell me, did you use Twitch Prime for this, or did you use a regular subscription? It says Twitch Prime, says Julia. It's a very good point. I should just, read and, see what happens. My God, fantastic. Thank you so much. So here they are, 28 by 28, 56 by 56, and 112 by 112. So we need to do this in 3 sizes. I think that's what we're going to do first. And tier 2 and 3, I think we'll worry about, well, later. What do you think? Is the mouse a good idea to do this with, like the little mouse character? Very cool, Brian. Thank you. I'm thinking something, we can even do this in Octane, like, inspired by what happened yesterday. Let's bring it up right away. See what's cooking here. I've premiered this previous stream, or I think 2 streams ago, I premiered this stream on YouTube rather than just upload it. I've premiered it And I think that's the way to go forward, because then I have the interaction with the YouTube audience. And the two guys in the chat, absolutely wonderful to get all this feedback and extra info on Octane. So Marius and Duke, forgot the last name now, Duke something. Thank you so much for hanging in there and giving me all these exciting tips on Octane. So I think I'll do that going forward. I'm thinking either the Toon Mouse here, or there's also the emoji guy that we can use and frame up. That's also cool. Converting materials. Duke was saying I can't switch this off if I don't want this to happen in Octane. Very interesting. Just go and head over to the preferences, and then there we go. Automatic material updates after content loads can just be switched off. Very cool. So if we don't need that, we can do that. I would like to use it so that we can, do something exciting with the mouse. So I'm thinking, let's see what expressions the little guy has here. Something super happy and over the moon, like something like this. And then we can frame him up square, maybe turn the eye so that it looks at the person. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go set up a camera. And lighting and all that doesn't really have to be anything fancy at all. Okay, here comes the first hurdle. How do I, if I wanted to do this in Octane, how do I set the aspect ratio? I don't even know, I don't even remember that. Let's try this, try Octane. Let's work this out. Come on, render settings, aspect ratio, that could be it. Square is at the bottom. And he gave me many other exciting tips. So he says, try using path tracing as the kernel type, but at the same time, turn down the GI clamp from, what is that, 1 million here to about 2 or 3. That'll speed up render time. So I will follow that example. And then the other thing was, can I remember? I can't remember. That's cool. That's, that's a good start. This is now rendering at 720 by 720. That may be a little bit much, but as a preview, this is going to be good for us. So camera, is this the camera? Camera indeed. I want to frame him up really close. There, turn him like that. Because an emote is like Chris says, it's super tiny. It's almost not noticeable. With the nose in completely, if we just look at this here, with the nose in or with the ear in? I'm thinking with the nose in, right? Like this. That's probably going to be good. And then of course we'll fix the focus. Currently it renders this with a bit of a depth of field thing going there. We probably don't need that, so I'll see if I can switch that off. Is this a good emote? I think we can just zoom in a little bit further. Oops. It's kind of down to my mouse. That is, whoops, that's doing that. I need to do this with a parameter here. And use my camera, there we go, that's perfect. And then the cameras, is it the X translate perhaps? No, that's not it. It's also not using the right world coordinates maybe. Try that. X translate. No, that's also not it. Z translate then. Yeah, we're getting there. So that and that. Or I could just go, actually, what's probably easier than fiddling like that would just be to look at the focal length. Just be very careful and just nudge that up a little bit. 70 too much already? Yeah, maybe 65 was the dog's bollocks, like that. maybe 70. 70 was 70 was good. And we're just going to move this guy a little bit further. Oops, over to here. That could be a good emote, right? What do you think? It's a good way to get you started. So I'm thinking I can't wait to try this out as well. So there's focal length. I can set that in here. I already forgot about that. Right, focal length can be set in here, and f-stop needs to be a little bit larger. Let's try 16. So even maybe something like maybe like 32. And now the whole thing is in focus. I think that'll be better. I think there's one thing I can't see in the eye here. That's the reflection of the eye target. It's not something major, but I can't see that little bit of a shadow here. And I think I'm going to go and just remove that. The eye target, there was a tool for that, I believe. Utilities. There we go. Eyes point add, show eye target. So hide the eye target. Well, obviously with the correct guy selected here, tool mouse selected. Hide the eye target. And sometimes Octane doesn't quite update this, but that shadow should go away now. That is the plan. There we go. It's gone away. That's nice. Do you know, Chris, I haven't thought about this. This is a very, very good question. How do people use emotes in Twitch, in a chat? That's a very good philosophical question. How do we want people to use that? At first I was thinking I'll just use my logo, but then what's the point in that? So I think, you know, as a sign of expressing the emotion of happiness, I'm thinking. It's all about planning, isn't it? That's a very good question. How do you use yours, Chris? That would be interesting to me. What do you stream? While we're talking about that, I'm very interested in that. It's all a fairly new process to me, even though I've been doing it for almost a year now. That's just you just keep learning things. It's crazy. Was it under Camera Manager where we switch off the alpha channel? Or was that under the current kernel? There we go. Alpha channel on. Perfect. Right. Oh, you do? How exciting. Oh, Chris, I must have a look. That is very cool. Post a link to your channel in the chat, please. That would be really nice. Let's just see what this looks like, shall we? Oh, the eyes. Sorry, I was going to do something about the eyes. I'd like to move the eyes so that he looks at us a little bit further. Blender modeling, what an exciting thing. I remember I was very impressed with Darren Lyle's modeling sessions. I really enjoyed them. They were just so chilled and relaxed, and you just learn so much from watching other people work. So side doesn't work. Hello, what's happening? Oh, that's because it's the right eye, isn't it? No, do we need to head? There we go. Head, side, but expressions. Where are the eyes? How interesting. Where are the eye morphs? So they're here, but aren't they not in the... No, they're not in there. Up, down, side. Hey, that's crazy. They're linked to the eye target then, aren't they? They're not actually individually set up. You're absolutely right, Brian. Great minds think alike. Okay, let's switch to this camera then. And make sure he is selected. And we'll put that in here. And then we switch that over to here. There we go. And then we can go and switch the eye target on. iTarget show. And we can even put like a point at target in place. That's also possible. Let's see if we can do that. I point at visibility on. Where's the point at thing then? That's just the iTarget, isn't it? And that we can now move. I thought. Huh. It's been a while since I've used the Toon mouse. I thought there was something that was really, really easy about this, and I can't remember what it is. Yeah, iTarget here, but why can't I move it now? Oh, there we go. Ah, righty. And why are we not updating here? There we go. Now it's updating. Just about. Yeah. Well, iTarget hide. That's pathetic. That's not very. Right. I like it. That is a good idea. So if someone's impressed, they can use that custom emote. I like it. Also, it doesn't go live right away. Oh, I see. Chris, this is also new to me. So many things are so new to me. It's to tell you the history a little bit. Twitch was something that I just had going on top of all the other streams when I was multi-streaming, and it just doesn't work anymore. This whole multi-streaming thing just doesn't work anymore. I've got some internet issues. No one really knows why exactly. I thought now that the Super Bowl is over, maybe it'll come good, but it hasn't done so yet. So Twitch seems to go well, and in the time I had accumulated about 150 followers on Mixer, I had accumulated about 30 on Twitch. So I just thought, well, people just don't find my content. YouTube was working fine, and I was thinking, well, I'll just stick with all the platforms, until of course it stopped working. So then I'll make a folder on my desktop. Then Twitch was the only thing that was working. We thought, well, let's go to Twitch, and since I've got the concurrent viewership there now, I got affiliate. So that's the history. Right, that's interesting. Well, thank you for watching on YouTube. I shall continue to be there, of course. Man, Steve, I'm telling you, there's so much. I'm still a bit ambivalent about it, but the more I'm thinking about it, Twitch, the barrier of entry to earn some money is way lower than it is on YouTube. So YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, you have to have 4,000 watch minutes in 30 days, and if you don't make that, then you don't get monetized, which is crazy. So that's hugely steep. So if people have successful channels, that is easy for them to get there. But 1,000 subscribers, my goodness, I mean, you know, that'll take forever. Whereas here on Twitch, you need 50. I need to have streamed so many hours, I believe, over the last 30 days. And you need to have at least 3 concurrent viewers at the same time. And then you fill out this thing and boom, you get it. But I didn't know that the emotes will be approved and will take a human to have a look at and review. So interesting. Yeah, so please keep sharing your knowledge. I'm very eager to learn. So we'll call that here mouse render, so that I remember what it is. Saving image, awesome. And perhaps also, speaking of saving things, let's save the whole scene so that we don't you know, that there's no funny business. I'll call that mouse scene. And I'm excited that your Stream Deck's going to arrive. That's very cool. Brian, Steve and Rod both want to start streaming. This is going to be cool. We're going to have so much more content to watch, including Chris's. Chris, what's your schedule? When do you stream? Let's bring up Photoshop and put these little emotes in the right place. We can have a look at the tiniest one. I can't believe that I've got 4 subscribers already. That's kind of mind-blowing. Let's open. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate that. It's so nice. It's so nice that this just happens. I love it. We just go and meet and we do things. It's just great. Here we go. Mouse render. That's that size, and of course I have already forgotten the sizes that it needs to be: 112, 56 and 28. Okay, so let's just have a look at this in 112. It's kind of the large mouse icon, large-ish. What if we're at, I've already forgotten again, what was that? 28. 28. So that's the small mouse. Let's see if this is even working. That would be the size of the mouse on a dark kind of stream. I can see that working. Oh wow, those are long streams, Chris. Amazing. Steve says, thank you so much for following him. Oh, you're in the chat. I didn't know. Julia is about to start playing Fortnite, so I didn't know if she caught it. Very nice. And I'm so sorry if this is a stupid question, Chris. What is MWFSS? Right. Julia got it. Julia got it in one. I'm like one of those simple guys. I don't really get many things. Days of the week. Gotcha. That is quite a commitment. So those are 5 days a week. That is quite a commitment. But to be honest, I can already see me going that way too, because it's just a very addictive way to do this, isn't it? No, you keep doing this. I need to learn these things. So let's go and export this guy as PNG 8, and it's let's go maybe call another folder emotes. We're going to call that mouse, and I'm going to use the Apple modification there at no, actually that's Apple isn't going to help us here. So mouse 112 by 112. Let's call it that. Then I suppose if I were to do this time and time again, I would imagine I can set something exciting here up that then lets me export all 3 sizes at the same time. Maybe we'll explore that later. So there's also 28 by 28, and was it 56? I believe it was, wasn't it? So that's in emotes, mouse 28 by 28. Time for dinner, of course. Chris, thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for your subscription, and I will check out your streams. All the best to you, my friend. So exciting. Christina is in hospital. I spoke to her earlier on the chat on YouTube, and she's getting chemo right now. So yes, it's the evil meds again. So she doesn't have internet. There's a few hours worth of infusion, so she won't be joining us, I don't think. Have I done this correctly then? 28, 56 and 112. These should all be PNGs with transparent backgrounds and a maximum file size of 25 kilobytes. Oh yeah, I didn't really look at that. Twitch, there we go. Let's put that over here. Those are the important folders here. Those are the things that can be deleted. Perhaps I should put stream overlays also on this side, because that also needs... Yeah, it is a bummer, isn't it? view details 2, 3, and 7. So I guess, you know, that'll make the system happy. Absolutely, that is what I'm thinking. At least it's working. That's the real plus. So what do you guys think? Are you happy with these emotes? I mean, it's a good thing to get started. I'm sure we can change them later, because there's so many other things that we need to do. There's one more thing, I believe, that follows the same pattern, and those are the channel points. So there at the bottom left of the chat window is that little purple ball right now. That's something that's akin to what we had on Mixer. The more you watch, the more channel points you accumulate, but we can name them anything we like. So they're good, aren't they? Yeah, I like the emotes as well. It's a good thing to get started. But the channel points, first of all, I can rename them. I can call them anything we like. Julia suggested happy points earlier. I like that. I think maybe we should call them happy points instead of channel points. Or we can call them guru points or dip dobs or vertices, perhaps. That's cool too. Precursor orbs. We can call them anything we want. So, you know, let's come up with an idea. And we can also change that logo at the bottom there. Pedro points. Controversial. Or we can just call them packets. Stolen packets. That's a good idea. Why don't we call them stolen packets? Yeah. And we need to come up with another icon there. What am I uploading here? The 28 one? Let me just try this again. 28 first. Let's try this first. Twitch emotes mouse number 1. That's that. Does it do concurrent bits and bobs? Yes, it does. Oh, now we can actually preview this on the dark background. That's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, before I submit this, is it wise to put something like a soft border or like a glow or a stroke, something along those lines around him that might just separate him from a dark background a little bit? I could faff around with 3D lighting too. I could make the light more dramatic. I mean, he's not just completely flat, rendered flat, so we could make that a bit more dramatic. But I think maybe just the flat look, considering the tiny version here. No border. And what could be the full emote code preview? So can I do this? Can I preview this? That's just WP Guru. Is that how it works? No, that is not how that works. Full emote code preview. Well, I don't understand this. Unique code. The code will be capitalized and appended after your emote prefix. Alpha characters only and a maximum of 20. I already don't understand this. Joe and Rod, my friends from Independence, Missouri. How you doing? So glad to see you guys, and congratulations on the Chiefs winning the 54th Super Bowl. Woohoo! Very cool. Go Chiefs. Ah, Joe's in heaven. That's exciting. Rod, I saw your post yesterday on Renderosity with the mug. Very nice mug. Very nice Chiefs mug. Unique code. What do you think that means? I suppose it's what people type in to get this thing up. Is that right? Rat. Who's the rat? I am the rat. So that's full emote preview code WP Guru rat. Okay. Save changes. So Chris says his had to be feel free to swap an emote for a new one by clicking edit, select the emotes you wish to remove, clicking delete and resubmitting the new ones. Interesting. Yes, the so if we go into this little character thing. How do we get this up? It doesn't say it needs to be approved or anything. I just don't know how to bring it up. Do we need to just type it in? Shall we try this? WP Guru, whoops. WP Guru, oh, come on. WP Guru Rat. There we go. Nothing happens. Do we need to put a colon in the front? Because it's the same with kappa. So if you type kappa, it just comes up with kappa. But if you put colon, kappa colon, I believe that then also says kappa. My goodness, what do you actually do here? Kappa, is that how it works? That brings up some emote. And my God, I know nothing about this. That's what happens when you don't know anything about Twitch. How are we going to find out how this works? What is it here? You cannot cheer in your own channel. No, I can't do that, can I? I can't see I can't see the rat in the emote thing here. Me too. So kappa, just to resolve that mystery, Steve, kappa is a short code for the following emote. If I find him, this one here. I put him in there 3 times. This is Justin Diseño, and he used to work for Twitch when Twitch didn't quite exist yet. So the thing was, Twitch used to be some dude's website. It wasn't even called Twitch. It was called Justin.tv, and it was the first big streaming website where people just streamed anything and everything. And one of those things was video gaming. That became so big that the site was split up into Justin TV for regular stuff and Twitch.tv for the stuff where people then streamed video games. And so that's how it happened. And to redesign the Twitch service so that it was kind of bigger, better, longer, uncut for what's it called here, for video games, they redesigned this chat application, and Justin Diseño was a guy who designed the chat, and he added these emotes. So these are little graphics that you can see in the chat, and he did that, and he added this thing to well, just as a test, really. Kappa is some kind of a mythical creature or whatnot. The point I'm trying to make is that he is the most reproduced face, more so than the people on the US currency. He's the most reproduced face in our society right now. It's kind of crazy. He no longer works for Twitch, but people use this to express an emotion of half smiling, half indifference, that sort of thing, from what I read. Oh yes, I saw. Yeah, that I've discovered that this morning, Rod. Yeah, absolutely. I'm so glad I'm not in that boat, and will assure that you won't be in that boat either, Rod. I promise you that. So we need to find something else, namely for the channel points. This is the thing down here at the bottom left-hand side. Let me see if I can show you this on my desktop, of course. So that is. I will just stop this before it starts doing its thing. Over here, that is it, I believe. This little thing, those are the channel points, and they count up. The longer you watch, the more points you get. I'm not entirely sure what we can do with those points, but I know that I can rename them into something else, and I can also change the logo. And I think I'd like to do that as well. Now, what do you think? What kind of logo should we give it, and what shall we call this? I kind of like the idea of calling them happy points. Julia made that suggestion earlier. Happy points, I like it. I'm thinking maybe Pedro points is going to be a little bit, that's could be seen as. I think we're getting in the wrong territory there, Brian. And Rod, you could call yours TNA points. That's a good idea. And see, Rod, this is what I'm thinking as well. I think it would be ideal. You're doing the work anyway. if you stream on a schedule, it keeps you on that schedule to do something. Like this is something I had to do anyway. It's kind of cool to do this with you and hang out with you and figure this thing out together. Happy points, right? I'm thinking happy points. Let's see if we can find where that is. Cheer badges, hype train, leaderboards, my goodness. Pre-roll ads, notifications. I'm already lost. Subscription names. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I can call them, rather than channel subscription, I can give them things like, you know, associate producer and stuff like that. Maybe I'll do that. So associate producer, and we'll worry about something for tier 2 and 3 subscriptions. We'll see what we come up there. Yeah, good. That's Hey Rod, that's going to be fun. When browser crashes 5 times in a row, that's just, you know, those are the tools we have to work with. Loyalty badges, was it under here? No, those are the channel subscription badges, so I have to come up with something like that as well. Maybe just different colored WP Guru icons. That might be cool. I forgot now where the channel points are. Is that under channel maybe? No, it's not. I think it's under affiliate. Let's see if we can work this out before we consult Dr. Google, of course. Cheer badges, hype train, leaderboards. Okay, I'm gonna search. So channel points, customize Twitch. Channel points guide. Awesome. That's exactly what we're looking for. I think there is a list of things that when you type them, I believe you get filtered. So you can't type certain words. I think they'll be auto suppressed. For viewers earning and using channel points. Channel points are unique to each enrolled channel and can be earned through various actions such as watching, following, and participating in raids. Doing these actions on an eligible channel will reward you with channel points for that channel. How to earn channel points? That's it. You watch, and then there's every once in a while there's this little icon that comes up, and when you click it, you can redeem your channel points. And once you've done that, you can then do stuff with the channel points, I guess, which we don't know what they are yet. How to use channel points. There we go. Channel points can be used on channel rewards that the streamer has enabled or added themselves. Ooh, I can do that myself. That's good. The amount of channel points required per reward may vary by channel, as creators may set the amount of channel points required to redeem specific rewards. I see, and you get to unlock your own emotes. That's nice. Right, look at that. Like Brian, you did that. You unlocked something through subscription, I guess. That's what the thing said, wasn't it? How interesting. Very fascinating. And then you can share your emote. For streamers, channel point setup and management. Ay, caramba. Create a dashboard, enable channel points option. Create a dashboard. Okay, let's try that. So in my create a dashboard, which is clearly here, create a dashboard. Click the hamburger menu icon in the top left and proceed to channel points under community. Oh, that's where that is. Ha ha ha. So over here, community. That's it. Channel points. Woohoo! We found it. That's exciting. All right. Enable channel points. It's enabled. I'm proud of you, Rod. Customize points display. Let's go in here, and then there we go. This is the same kind of emote idea. Channel points. Joel says happy points. Joel, you happy with happy points? Julia's happy with happy points? Brian, what do you think? And Steve, happy points? That would be so good, yes. We can call them Control S points. How's that? That's a good idea. Control S points. Or we can just call them Control Alt Delete points. Happy points. Happy points. I was thinking the other thing that would be cool would be to call them vertices. That'd be kind of, but you really, you'd have to be there, I guess, to understand that really. Coffee points, that's another good one. Coffee points. Vertices, yes. Pixel points, exactly, that's another idea. Pixel points. Do you know, I'm happy if we just change this around. Every week is going to be different. The points are going to be called something different. Now, but how? What do we think? How would we? What shall the logo look like? It's currently a nice purple ball. I kind of like that, but I'd also like for this to be. How about a star? Star, good idea. Maybe a star, like one of those. The nectar of the gods. Nectar points. Do you know, in the UK we used to have this rewards program that was called Nectar Points. And I didn't get it at first, but the idea was that you had all kinds of businesses lobbing in it together, and wherever you'd go you collect the same type of points, so that rather than this retailer having a reward scheme and this retailer having one, and they're of course incompatible, they all kind of joined in. I think Amazon was somehow involved in it, and Amazon probably bought them. I'm doing something on my other monitor here just quickly because I can use Photoshop on here, and because it's a Mac, it's really easy to add a little like an emote type thing with the regular text here. And I think there's a nice thing of a little star that I can put in here. No, of course there we go. That's how I do that. I do that. Oh, like that, of course. Like a star, either the star eyes guy. So I don't have to make one. I'll just grab it from the Mac. It's a shame I can't show you this. But there's a little owl as well. There's so many little knickknacks. Actually, what else is there? There's a game controller, a pair of headphones, die. That's an idea. I could just render the default cube in Blender. That's also a cool idea. Or a light bulb. Or maybe just a purple heart. That's happy. Let's use that. That's nice. And that goes in there, and then I think I'll do that, and then I think do I have to do this? Yes, I do. Then I have to do this. And then I do that. It's still not showing up. Oh, what the? Maybe we'll use this smiley face. Those things are of course only on my Mac and not on Windows, but I can export it and then we'll have it on here, and then we can mess with the sizes there. I think I'll do that. What did you say? Oh, right. So Julia says it's already changed on the system, that it's called Happy Points. That's nice. There. So this is now. Oh, yeah, that's also that. So we're going to have to do that. There. I think that makes more sense. I was wondering why that doesn't really work here. Ah, and it's calling that, does it? So cool. Happy Points it is. That's really nice. I think this is just the right smiley face for that. I'll go and export that as a PNG. And I will actually, I can save it directly on my PC's desktop. Let's do that. Like here, and then here, and then in here. And I'll just call that one happy. Cool. Well, back in Windows, I shall go and open happy. That's him. That's nice, isn't it? I think this is the exact, this is a logo that we need for Happy Points. Yeah, or the emoji guy. Does he have heart ISO? We need so many emotes. We'll start with this one and we'll see where this goes. Right, how interesting. I wonder why that is. So are you saying you get it via as an echo, or is it just... I'm stretching this out to the very edges here. I don't want there to, I want this to be as big as possible. Now do. So now we're going to go and image size this as, man, I've already forgotten now. Is it 112? There we go. 100, whoops. 112. And we'll go and export you as PNG 8. He'll be happy 112 by 112. Now we'll go and export you as 56. Whoops, 56 even. There we go. Oh, that's what you mean, right? Your lair. That. Do you know, Rod, your show could be called Live from the Lair. Live from Rod's Lair. That's good. So that's another little project we can do together for you and for Steve. I think we need to have these title sequences like what we made for Christina, something like that, like a little thing to get your live streaming career off the ground. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be good. That was 28. All right. 28 by 28. Yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking. I bought 3 sets yesterday on the DAZ store, and they were, I think together they were about $65 or something. And because I had a wonderful gift voucher on my account, whoops, does not have the required dimensions. Dun. Crazy stuff. Because I had a gift voucher on my account from Electro Hermit. Thank you so much for that, by the way. I ended up only paying 25 cents. Very cool stuff. 28, there we go. My brain is literally in short-term memory mode. So one of them is Urban Future 7. Oh, that's the canvas size, isn't it? What am I doing? Man. One of them is Urban Future 7. The other 2 are also stonemason sets. And I'm thinking they are always really nice to put something like an intro sequence together. Oh, wow, Steve, you've been on a bender. 28, there we go. Yes, we do. Live from Rod's Lair. And for you, Steve, I was thinking, because Backdoor 3D Studios is quite a long name, we can split that up. We can do Backdoor 3D Studios. That's kind of, you know, 4 lines of text. I think I didn't account for the studio, but it will be Backdoor 3D. That's how I was envisioning it. But we can smuggle studios in there. So yeah. I'm looking forward to checking those out. Happy points. I'm going to go and say save here. Uploading. Ah, my goodness, it's changed already. That looks really good. Just backdoor 3D, you got it, my friend. We shall get started on that soon. Oh, you guys want to get started soon, so we need to have this ready and done. What do you think of the little guy? Has he changed for you? I think he's just absolutely wonderful. And channel points guy, channel was yeah, there we go. He's here. Happy points. Yeah, you hover over it and it says happy points. Has it changed for you, Julia, on the mobile? Julia's busy killing people. He is so cute. So that happened instantly. Have you seen this? I've retweeted that. I don't remember who did this. That was kind of funny. I guess somebody orders a coffee.
This was supposed to be 5. Oh my god.
Crazy stuff. Oh man. Very happy. I like it. Well, that's that's hard work. I'm glad we did this. And there's the other thing I want to do, and I'm not sure how exactly to start with that. It's these panels here. So there's the width of these panels. I think if I go and edit, then I can just click one here, add text or image panel, and it says here, images will be scaled to 320 wide. The image itself can link to something, and I can put some text underneath it. So what I'd like is something like a cohesive button at the top, so 320 wide, I guess, about 100 high maybe. And in it, we will have some kind of, so there's a border going to be around it, so that's kind of a cutout almost, so that's kind of border with rounded edges as a cutout, some background in the middle, and in it will be the word of what the headline is. So they're essentially headline buttons. That's what I'm going to try and do, and that is a total Photoshop job. So let's see if we can, how we can make that happen. I guess 320 wide. We don't actually have to do 320. We can do 640 by 200. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, Down Under Live. That's great. I think that's a good idea. Down Under Live and live from Rod's lair. This is cool. And then we have 3D Shenanigans. This is just, my God. Brian, you need to start streaming, man. This is good. And then whoever makes partner first will start a team. That's going to be the next thing. We're going to start a team. I think that'll happen in 10 years or so. So I'm going to start with a new layer. And sadly, since I don't really know, whoops, come on, all that much about Photoshop, how do we begin by making this larger here? Can't I zoom into that with a clever little, oh, there we go. I knew it had to be possible somehow. So if this is the full width, then I'm just going to block this out quickly with some text here. So it'll be, well, 170 is perhaps ever so slightly too much. Let's try 50 maybe, something like that. And that would be here, possibly a bit larger. So it'll be like, the YouTube channel will be featured, and we may just go and space it out a bit here. Maybe not, actually, no, forget it. We'll leave that at 0. We might make that a bit bigger. Yeah, I like that, something like that. Don't worry about the colors for now, but then the actual border thing I'm thinking of putting in here will be something like like that, or thereabouts. So perhaps with this word being over here a bit, and with the border obviously not being as soft as that, something like that. And then this here should have some kind of a background in here. That looks pants, doesn't it? So what I've seen with other streamers that looks just so much nicer. This is what I kind of had in my head, and that really doesn't work for me anymore. Because what's this space for at the end of the day? We just want to have something. There's got to be something better. Comic Sans, that's maybe I should try that. Let's see if we can get some inspiration for Twitch buttons. And by the way, you can, like, anyone can do that. You don't have to be an affiliate for that. Anyone can have these types of buttons. So people sell them even. Those are boring. Those are over the top. Oh yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Now I remember. My idea was then to have the logo, the icon in the border, and then have the word in the middle. That's what I wanted to do. Right, okay, that's already got me started here. So this goes in the bin. This then will be the actual word. In here. Yes, I remember that now. Now I remember. Then we need some kind of a shape layer, and then the logo will just stick out of the border. I believe that's how I had it in mind. And then there'll be right. Okay. Let's see. Rounded rectangle tool. That sounds like could be good for the job. How thick are we talking about here? Not at all. So we don't want to fill this. We want this to be several pixels wide. Let's just say 10 for a laugh. And that's the stroke. Are you still filling yourself out? Yeah, you are. We don't want you to do that. Radius, fill, no fill. We're getting there. Right, so a border like that. That's nice. Text in the middle. Don't judge them by the colors, of course. And then a logo sticking out there. Logo. And the logo, so the idea would be then that the border is kind of broken up and the logo is kind of just sticking out, maybe even just at that corner here. A TNA button, of course, yes. So if we were to stick with the YouTube theme, I believe I have a YouTube logo in my stream overlays file here. And that is, speaking of the stream overlays, I forgot to change the topic today. Now that I remember, I've forgotten to change the topic. This is how I usually do that. But I need to redesign the overlays anyway. It's not something I wanna keep. So under socials, this is the background. There we go. This is how I line up the background so that all the elements are in place. So I've got the socials down here. Then these are the video files, so they're editable then in a folder. The top line, there's the bottom line, and then there's all the text I can adjust. And then the transparency I adjust in OBS. So I blend that in a little bit, just the 90% opacity. And so there is YouTube and Twitch. So let's go and duplicate that layer and put it into our aptly named untitled layer. There it is, and then we can put that here, make it a bit larger. Yeah, we want this to pop out, so kind of 90 is probably good, and then we can turn it on around, something like that. Maybe even make it even bigger, something like that. So this will be our border. This will be, well, yeah, text for now. And then I guess another one is then going to be called like Discord, for example. And then I can explain that Discord access will be granted to people who are subscribers or Patreon supporters. There's a similar thing on YouTube. You can get people to join a channel, but for some reason I'm not eligible for that. People with much less subscribers are, but I'm not. I think it's gaming channels who have that. There's something else I wanted to change about the font. I don't think I like the lowercase letters, because in Subnautica this looks really cool when they make this all caps, and then we're going to make it smaller. Like that. Yeah, and then actually we can go and get rid of that. Do that. Put that there, put that there, put that. Go, call it U. Oh yeah, YouTube. Actually, I'm not sure if YouTube should be all caps or not. I guess since YouTube is actually spelled like that. Well, dude, we should maybe just leave it like that. Those as buttons, and then we'll kind of come up with the different color scheme. So I suppose all these things, we need a black background to begin with, or like a dark gray background, so that we can preview these things. Is that green? That looks green to me. That's just my monitor. It's not bad, right? So let me get some good colors on here. I could change the color here, or I could just go and give this, put some blending options here and give that a stroke. What color shall we use for that? That's the next question. It's not a stroke, it's a color overlay actually. Should it be purple? Should it be, that's more like the Twitch color, kind of blends in with Twitch. We'll use something like a glow or bordered for this to separate out. Purple, this type of purple. Purple, I'm thinking purple, maybe a little bit brighter even, like oh no, that's not what I meant. I just meant for it to be, no, give me the previous purple, man. The previous purple was awesome. Like this type of purple. I just wanted it to be lighter without burning our retinas though. Yeah, like that. Like we had yesterday with the with the thing that green. We can also come up with another version. Let's try them out. Sometimes you really have to try these things out. I'll go and copy the effects over to Discord. Switch on the Discord and then just go and try this in green. There's also nice blue. We can also, there's no reason for us not to use different colors. like another color I can see here. I'm not sure if this is the exact green I fancy. Something like this green. That could work well. So it's basically reflecting the 3D Shenanigans colors. There's another one I like, which is blue. So let's go and copy this again and call it. Well, first of all, go and make it that kind of blue that I'm dreaming about. Like this type of blue, perhaps a bit lighter. You got to try these things out, Joe, before dismissing them. You know, this is where often doors get closed that should perhaps be opened instead. You got to try it out and see what it's like, and then arrange the buttons and see if this is something we want to work with or if this is something that's not so good. I'm going to put all of these guys in a group actually and give the group blending options for glow or where's glow? Inner glow. Do we have outer glow? Outer glow not available. Ha! Budget cuts. Oh, because it's already here. Yeah, it's already. Budget cuts. No glow for you. Come back in 1 year. There's also a nice profile that we can get here. And then, of course, very important, we mustn't overdo it, because otherwise this looks like rank amateur production, which, you know, it is, but it mustn't look like that. Very important. So first of all, the glow, I think I want to make that white. And perhaps it's ever so slightly big. Spread is also $10 and $20. That's cool. No, hang on. We were not finished. We were not finished. So I'll call these things words here. And outer glow, opacity, it just needs to be, you know. And there's also noise. What can noise do? Oh, noise! Look at that. But no noise. I don't think any noise. I think just maybe something subtle. And also perhaps instead of white, perhaps we'll try something like a fresh type yellow instead. Or perhaps this is not actually looking good at all. I'm having second thoughts about the glow. Purple and blue is better than green. YouTube kind of screams red, doesn't it? So maybe we'll stick with those types of colors, and purple we'll reserve that for something else. Let me stick with the blue. I kind of got used to looking at the blue thing, but I'm really not sure about the glow. So I think maybe the glow is not my finest moment here. Yeah, no matter how hard we try, I don't think glow is going to be our friend. Oh, actually, yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be, even just to change the background to something, then we don't have to worry too much about the background. That we're also going to put in something like a dark blue. And then I think also just to give the colors a bit of punch, we're going to go and put a drop shadow in maybe. Let's switch the outer glow off and have a look just so that we can see the drop shadow better. I'll go and switch our background color to something a little bit lighter, just so that we get to see the border a little bit better. And then we need to have a look at it much smaller, because the buttons are going to be like tiny. So I always like the angle to be from somewhere like 120, 130 degrees here, or 130, 145, so that the light source is kind of here and the drop shadow goes to the bottom. Size can be probably larger. Layer knocks out drop shadow. Ooh, okay, whatever. Plus the glow. And now the two don't really. Maybe a smaller version would have been better. Larger shadow, but less of a spread. Maybe I'm thinking. Or more spread. I'm looking for like a punch out thing. It's almost like I want to take the whole word and have a black version of it just sitting slightly offset. But you know, offset a lot. So I don't think I have enough knowledge to make that happen. Yeah, I'm not happy about the shadow. So many things you can do here. So considering then that this is going to be on a much darker background, it's something, and it'll look kind of like this, I guess. So much faffing around a shadow that you hardly ever see. But hey, that's okay. Yeah, I thought, you know, I'm not the drop shadow and I are not friends. We could just live without the glow and or take the glow down a bit and just live with the shadow. That might be an idea. Perhaps that's better. Forget the glow. Oh, Steve, that sounds exciting. I hope he fixes it for good, man. I sincerely hope so. Have fun. Thank you so much for dropping by. We'll see how far we get with this. Let me go and bring that background in I was talking about. I think I'm going to use this whole background here. Just the blue one because it's kind of reflected in the stream. So that's in the background there. Yeah, so I can use this whole layer and just cut a piece of that out. Duplicate that and put it into Untitled, which I should perhaps save as well, since this is becoming an important document. Let's go and save this in Twitch, indeed. So those are the panel buttons. There, we don't judge it by the position just yet. And since it's so small anyway, it'll be oops. There. Now we've got the other bits and bobs framed out. Now we've got a bit of a texture there, and I'm only worried really about what's inside the word. That'll be the background. So anything on the outside of the border, I'm going to cut out in a minute. Yeah, I guess by masking this puppy up. Since the border is thick enough, if I do that and then I do that, that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. So now this thing, if I switch this off and that off, we have a completely transparent thing on the outside. And the YouTube button or the other logos, they kind of hang out like this. Like so. Oh, really? What's the model number, Rod? $70 is not a bad. It's not bad for somebody like Marcus Center. Brian, you bought the Logitech C930, right? If I remember correctly. Brian and I did an interview a few months ago, which I must edit. I've done another interview, and I must also edit that. So just as soon as all this is under control here. Oh yeah, shall we see what happens if I go and copy this drop shadow effect to the logo? Paste layer star. It could be a bit much here. Yeah, indeed, the one with the silver faceplate, right? Good camera. I'm speaking to it right now. I think just a simple drop shadow, and here we'll make the size a bit smaller, just so that there's a little bit of separation here. I think that could be it. I think that could be nice. So what icons do we need? And shall we also, that's the other thing, we can also have them on the other side, so they don't have to be on the left. We can put them on the right. Let me try that actually. Copy that. And just go and pop this guy over here and then turn him the other way. They can also alternate. One icon can be left, one on the right, depending on the icon perhaps. What are we thinking, left or right? Too many options. C920S, that's also a good camera. That's also okay. That's the upgraded version. That's actually somewhere in between the C920 and the C922. It's okay. I mean, it'll get the job done, but you can get that cheaper on Amazon. To be really honest with you, the C920 is available for about $50 from Amazon, and for the why not? Indeed, yes. You always need a secondary one in case you need to showcase a different part of the layer. You know, one wide shot, one close up. You can even, there are applications you get for your mobile phone that are like $5 or so, and that let you use the built-in camera and then link it to your Wi-Fi network, and then OBS can pick that up. But I've not tried that out. Yes, so it's been an hour and a half. I think we should wrap this up. So there's more to be done. I think we've kind of got the the basics here. I'll play around with different colors, and maybe we can pick this up at another time. I have to work tomorrow and on Wednesday, but I'll see. I might pop up for a spontaneous session here. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you for joining me. And Rod, good luck with the webcam. Everyone else, have a wonderful night, and I will see you in a couple of days. Take care, my friends. Bye-bye.